upon a time, in a driveway not too far away, there lived a Honda Element e-camper. Legendary for its adventure, its 2.4 liter big block VTEC reliability, and poor gas mileage. But currently, it's more like a mobile trash bin on saggy stilts. After 150,000 miles, this thing needs a serious upgrade. Let's get this thing out of 2003 and change this Motorola flip phone into an iPhone 3G. So join us today at Car Tech TV as we do a full suspension refresh on this e-camper. Of abuse, spilled snacks, and questionable life choices have really taken their toll on this vehicle. So it's time to bring this beast back to life. We've already done some of the work on it. We've done some sound deadener in the doors, upgraded the speakers, had to do an alternator just the other month. You know, general maintenance has been done, spark plugs, oil change, that kind of stuff. But this week, we're doing a suspension refresh. So come along for the ride. We're gonna have a couple different videos on this thing, and right now we're gonna do a bunch of new parts. We ordered about $1,000 worth of new parts, so let's get at it. So what even is a Honda Element e-camper? Some absolute geniuses over at a company called Ursa Minor decided to take an already quirky vehicle and make it even weirder. They made this top up here that is actually a pop-up tent. It uses the weird funky sunroof in the back, and it puts this up on top of the roof, and it's pretty well integrated. It in fact is only 125 pounds of fiberglass, some carbon fiber, and a little bit of plastic up there, and it gives you a great place to sleep, just like an old Westphalia. And for 125 pounds, that's pretty light. If you think about a rooftop tent, those things can weigh 500 to 1,000 pounds, some of them. They get really heavy up there and top heavy on top of the vehicle. This one, fully integrated, and you got a little spot up there that you can pop out and get into your camper. One of the other things we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put some 4x4 big tires on this thing. We got some great tires that we're gonna put on here. You'll see them real soon.
It appears that the brake rotors are bed in a little bit, so I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but it looks like they have waves in them. Here's a good way to show you that. You guys hear that? Does not sound great. So I think step one is to remove this caliper. So you're probably gonna want some heavy duty zip ties, because generally what you would do is you would take this off and you throw a zip tie through one of these bars and attach it somewhere. Generally if you're doing a brake job you attach it to the strut, but we're also taking off the strut. We're basically taking off everything, so just like find a good hole in here and attach it to it. Doesn't really matter. By the way, this is a 36mm socket. This will most likely be easiest for 3 people. One person to hold the socket on here, while one person uses the breaker bar and one person supplies the brake, but we're gonna see if we can do just 2 people.
All right, I'm on the brake.
Let me... Hey, we got it.
All right, on the brake.
All right, there you go, guys. That's how it's done.
Dig into your local parts bin and find something that will thread in there, and hopefully that will be able to pull the rotor off just like that, and then all that hammering you do is no longer necessary.
It's fine, it's good.
Oh, that came out super easy. So now you can take
I told
that,
you this small hammer is great.
and then
This is a new one. You can see I can't even budge this one. And this one, I can literally move it with my pinky. That's gonna help with slop while steering, because these things are supposed to be stiff.
crack those loose. That's good. Move on to the next one.
You're gonna want something underneath here to prop this thing up. Then you're gonna take your 2 nuts off. You're gonna want to keep these bolts because these are the only, it doesn't come with new ones. Just kind of rattle these bolts, hold them with strut in so you see that thing will drop.
There you go. There you go. The idea being that if this axle falls out of here, then you have to get it back in up front, and that's a pain in the butt. So what we're gonna do is come to this little dampener, vibration damper on the axle, right there, vibration damper on the axle, and we're gonna actually zip tie that one back towards the engine.
So I'm gonna take the zip tie and I'm gonna run it underneath here, up to there. Hey, we got it, yeah.
All right, folks, there's your axle. Do yourself a favor and get a nice big hearty zip tie and go around the little vibration dampener there onto the frame support. That will hopefully keep the axle from sliding out of the transmission. So you can see there it is, right there, just zip tied and squeezed together. That way the axle isn't coming out, it's being held in place. Save yourself a lot of headache. All right, so we got the entire lower control arm and knuckle assembly removed. There's the axle, everything up there. And with that out, we now can get a pickle fork down in here, pop that out, and then get the ball joint tool to pull that. Go to your local fast food auto store, and they rent them for free, and should be good to go.
Nope, buried. I am a professional destructionist.
Just like our boys over at Roadkill Garage, you're gonna need to build yourself something hokey to be able to get this done. So what I do is I attach 2 of the lug nuts on that side to a piece of unistrut. Now you got some leverage, and you can then use this and a breaker bar, boom, to pop that ball joint out of there. Looks like he's having some luck.
Ta-da!
Yay! I don't think that was working so good.
No. Alright, you're gonna want to get some brake clean and a little towel and clean off the inside of this.
Wire brush a couple too.
Yeah. Around it. So this is a new upgraded ball joint company called 3.5. You can see there's a split in it. Now it comes with the actual ball joint.
All right, let's clean off the table. There it went, it popped in. All right, good deal. Just got a ton easier, right?
Yep. Jeez, mint, that thing is not coming off. Careful not to snap this thing. Basically, you're just gonna start it a little bit at a time. That might have been really easy. I think I just got it. There's one ball joint install.
Woo!
And you can still see that the other one would flop around when I moved it like that. This one barely budges at all.
Good morning, element lovers. Nothing quite says comfort like 20-year-old suspension that hasn't been loved since the MySpace era. So as we wait for our brakes and rotors to come in, still, thanks Scamazon, we're gonna keep tackling the suspension on this vehicle. On the driver's side, we still have to do our tie rods. Nevotech Supremes are pretty good, better than Moog. We've got our lower control arm from Dorman, and we also have our KYB strut combos. These are gonna be the closest thing to OEM that you can find. And the SR 4604 is for the driver's side. The 4603 is for the passenger side. We got these from Rock Auto. That was about the cheapest place we could find them. I think they were $148 each, so relatively inexpensive with some shipping and stuff. So let's tackle this today. brakes are here. Well, 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 look what showed up in the mail today, the Detroit Axle Rotor Kit. So we ordered this on Scamazon, came earlier than it was supposed to. Came with 4 slaughter drill rotors, pads, as well as some fluids here. And we're gonna get cracking on that as we move forward with the rear suspension. It is kind of saggy back here like a set of mom jeans. So we're gonna do our suspension, KYB struts, adjustable control arms, sway bar end links, and sway bar bushings. So let's get at it. We are prepping for painting our calipers. We're gonna wipe them complete down. We're gonna hit them all with some brake clean, and then we're gonna use some isopropyl rubbing alcohol at the very end. And that is gonna be what we do to prep these things. The better you do prep, the better the paint will stick.
I love you.
Hit them with a little brake clean. Plenty of paper towels. Don't be afraid, and get as much of that gook off of there. We've done a pretty good job of grinding these with the wire wheel. We're gonna use a self-etching primer, and then we're gonna use some caliper paint. The reason you use isopropyl rubbing alcohol is because it evaporates. So you just wanna get in all the little nooks and crannies, make sure that there's no areas that are covered in gook, so that you have really good paint adhesion. And we should be good to go. So what'll end up happening is I'll just cut around the edge. I'm gonna keep going. I don't want anything to happen to these rubber parts. About a foot away. Maximum effort. This first coat is nice and light. Are now ready to start working on the rear end of this vehicle, get rid of some of that sag back there. So to do that, we're going to need a 17 mil to take care of the brand new adjustable control arms for the top, as well as the new KYB strut combo that we have. We also have some end links and some sway bar bushings. We're going to basically replace as much of the rubber back there as we can on the cheap, and that's what we're going to get into.
Here are some Falcon Wildviews 235 7016. This is a popular upgrade for these cars, and they are triple peak snow rated tire for the harshest of conditions, like the elementary school pickup line. The 235 70s are one of the biggest sizes and widest tires that you can fit on stock rims and stock suspension. They're about 2 inches taller than stock, and they really fill out the wheel well nicely without any rubbing or clearance issues.
And just like that, she's back on the road. Mission accomplished. This Honda Element is ready for some off-road camping madness. We've taken this Pop-Tart from wimpy suspension to king of the campsite. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go brave the untamed wild, where you can find the elusive California wildebeest searching for food in their natural habitat. And just like that, we're finished, folks. So if you want to stay tuned, like, subscribe, do whatever you can to support the channel. Be sure to stay tuned for any additional videos we got coming out. We pretty much put them out every week, and even some surprise mods will be down the road. So stay tuned. Thanks for checking us out.